It only takes a careless moment to turn this into this. Don't let forest fires be your fault. Make sure your fire is dead out.
Remember, only you can prevent forest fires.
This is an Omega Watchman Media Group production.
Due to the mature nature of this content, language, and death, viewer discretion is advised.
So we could see out on both sides. It was just devastation. Everything as far as you could see was burned. It wasn't just like a little fire. It actually looked like Armageddon or something.
Tonight with the state of emergency in California as historic heat fuels dangerous wildfires. One of them trapping hundreds of campers, prompting dramatic rescues overnight. The Creek Fire in the Sierra National Forest roaring to life near a popular campsite, taking campers by surprise. Some so desperate to leave, they drove right through the flames. Others drawn to the water. This apocalyptic scene near its edge.
Ash raining down from the thick smoke, choking out the sun. Time-lapse showing smoke billowing thousands of feet in the air. The fire's explosive growth captured in these new
blood and fire and vapor of smoke. And I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also, and the works that are therein shall be burned up. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. This is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire.
Out of control wildfires scorching California. Overnight, the governor there declaring a state of emergency. More than 2 million acres have burned so far this year. That's a record for the state and equals the size of 2 Rhode Islands or 1.5 million football fields.
And just this weekend, some 200 people had to be airlifted to safety after an explosive blaze trapped them in a popular camping area. And officials warn it could get even worse.
Your entire state is just like on fire. I do. And I also love when my manager decides to transfer me out here. Yeah.
Show you if we make it out of this, what will happen to the wolves.
For Jeremy Remington and more than 200 others, the long weekend camping trip in California's Sierra National Forest became a hellish nightmare when the only road out became engulfed in flames.
Well, we have no cell phone reception, and supposedly there's nobody coming.
But help did arrive. Hours later, a Chinook helicopter landed. Through the night, the National Guard airlifted campers out.
The largest fire tonight outside Fresno, called the Creek Fire, has raced through mountain communities, torching homes. And over the weekend, dramatic rescues of campers trapped in an area surrounded by flames. We begin with national correspondent Miguel Almaguer.
It's moving at breakneck speeds firefighters rarely see. Exploding across the Sierra National Forest, California's Creek Fire, generating so much power, it's now creating its own weather system. 5,000 structures under threat.
These are some of the worst conditions firefighters have seen all season. These homes are a complete loss, but on the other side of the street, they're trying to save structures that are still standing.
Towering walls of flames swept across mountainsides, blocking the only road out.
Which way? Which way? Where are you going?
The lucky making the harrowing escape through tunnels of fire, but more than 200 were trapped with no way out. Surrounded by an inferno on all sides, the desperate were told, be ready to jump in the water to save their own lives. But California's National Guard arrived with a ferry of helicopters, plucking evacuees to safety, leaving them in Fresno.
I think we're all glad to be alive.
The inferno torching 80,000 acres, leaving suffocating plumes of thick smoke.
Emergency in California as historic heat fuels dangerous wildfires, one of them trapping hundreds of campers, prompting dramatic rescues overnight. The Creek Fire in the Sierra National Forest roaring to life near a popular campsite, taking campers by surprise. Some so desperate to leave, they drove right through the flames. Others drawn to the water. This apocalyptic scene near its edge. The National Guard coming to the rescue. Black Hawk and Chinook helicopters dropping in. More than 200 people lifted to safety, leaving everything behind. The fire also threatening homes and businesses and forcing evacuations. Just one of more than 50 uncontained fires raging across the West tonight. ABC's Zareen Shah leads us off from the fire zone.
Tonight, the heart-stopping rescue mission to save hundreds of people trapped by the out-of-control Creek Fire near Fresno.
We are completely trapped. There's fire on all sides, all around us.
Families surrounded by hellish flames at a popular campsite, their only escape route cut off by the inferno. California's National Guard swooping in with the massive Chinook and Black Hawk helicopters, airlifting more than 200 people, including Jeremy Remington, giving the thumbs up. He and his family finally safe.
And it was literally like, oh my God, there's fire right there. Like, we packed, we had to leave half our stuff there. Actually, everything's left there.
We transported 20 of them to the hospital. Some of them were in critical condition with burns or broken bones.
Many jumping into water until help arrived.
Your family's all jumping in the water to get away from the flames?
Yeah, there was really no warning. The fire just moved so fast, so there was only so much we could do.
I'm glad to be alive. I think we're all glad to be alive.
Some people risking their lives, driving through flames to escape. The raging fire attacking homes and businesses, scorching more than 45,000 acres, and it's 0% contained. Firefighters battling desperately to save thousands of structures up against record high temperatures, lightning strikes, and bone-dry conditions.
We know our aunt's house is gone. We know the school is more than likely gone, and our friend's house is gone.
Wow. Families caught off guard at nearby Bass Lake, the fire creeping over a mountain, ash raining down from the thick smoke, choking out the sun. Time-lapse showing smoke billowing thousands of feet in the air. The fire's explosive growth captured in these new satellite images, and it's not the only one. Nearly 15,000 firefighters racing to contain 23 major fires statewide, including the El Dorado fire near San Bernardino. Lindsay, you can see the fire raging through the forest behind me. CAL FIRE confirming as of this weekend, over 2 million acres have burned here in California. That is a record for 1 year, and we are still only heading into the height of fire season.
And today, Remington told CBC News that he was on the last flight.
And so we could see out on both sides. It was just devastation. Everything as far as you could see was burned. It wasn't just like a little fire. It actually looked like Armageddon or something.
All of the campers at the recreational site were airlifted out, but dozens were injured.
They were doing what they could to rescue themselves and make themselves safe, some of which resulted in injuries, including broken bones, lacerations, scrapes, bruises, those kind of things.
Holy! Just keep going. Throughout the forest, others were also forced to flee. The fire, known as the Creek Fire, started burning Friday night and grew rapidly. By Sunday afternoon, it had burned more than 180 square kilometers. It's one of several currently burning through the state. 15,000 firefighters have been deployed, and some residents are doing what they can.
I fought fire for about 2 hours, kept it away from our house. The whole time I was fighting fire, I was petrified.
In the past month, California has seen unprecedented fires, and with temperatures near 49 degrees Celsius in some areas this long weekend, the weather won't help crews contain the fires already burning. It will only increase the risk that others could ignite.
This is a popular area for lakes, and so they did what made the most sense, and they probably saved their lives by jumping into a lake and riding out the worst of the firestorm for about an hour and a half. As they told us this story, they had embers the size of golf balls being thrown at them from the wind. So they were very lucky to survive that. And then it took 12 hours to be rescued. Chinook helicopters, the National Guard, brought them in to pluck 20 people at a time and bring them to safety. Again, though, right now, the firefight is still very much active as we're still just trying to get a a sense of what kind of destruction was caused. We do know of a town here where we are, where half of the buildings, we're being told by local reports, were destroyed by this fire.
Well, next, let's go further south. Just outside Los Angeles is the El Dorado fire. Officials say it was started by a firework at a gender reveal party. Now, if you live somewhere which has so far avoided this phenomenon, this is a celebration where expecting parents gather with friends and family to find out their baby's gender. Well, as everyone was waiting to find out, the firework went off and this was the result.